This isn't another who's gonna win breakdown. This video is about watching a legend slowly sink while everyone around him pretends it's some incredible comeback. July 11th, UFC 329, Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway. A rematch 13 years in the making. The first time they fought, Conor dominated Max. This time, I think it's gonna be painful to watch. 2013, two hungry featherweights with everything to prove. Conor was the fearless rising star with a devastating left hand and supreme confidence. Max was just another young kid from Hawaii, still searching for his place in the sport. That night, Conor was simply on another level. Even after tearing his ACL during the second round, he dictated the pace, mixed in takedowns, controlled the grappling exchanges, and earned a clear unanimous decision. That was the version of McGregor who looked genuinely untouchable, a fighter capable of changing the sport. Now fast forward 13 years. Conor became a global superstar, a billionaire, actor, businessman, father, cultural icon, and one of the biggest names combat sports has ever produced. But greatness comes at a price. His last fight was in 2021, ending with one of the most devastating leg injuries in UFC history. 5 years away from competition. 5 years. Meanwhile, Max Holloway never stopped fighting. He went through wars, setbacks, legendary battles, and unforgettable victories. He evolved into one of the toughest, most mentally resilient fighters the UFC has ever seen. Captured the BMF title and continued to prove himself against elite competition year after year. This isn't just a rematch anymore, it's a collision between two completely different legacies. One man built an empire outside the cage, the other never left it. A young wolf has become a battle-tested king, while the old lion returns after years away from the hunt. The only question left is this: can greatness survive time, or does time defeat everyone? Conor has always won by creating one defining moment: the explosive left hand, the flawless timing, the precision, the trash talk that often broke opponents long before the opening bell. But time is the most unforgiving opponent of them all. At 37, after 5 years away from competition, that explosion simply isn't the same. The broken leg, the mileage, the years spent building a life outside the cage, those things matter. Yes, he still looks sharp in training, but looking good on the pads is a world away from surviving 25 minutes under the brightest lights. Max Holloway is built differently. He doesn't need one perfect shot. He breaks you piece by piece. 400, sometimes 500 strikes in a single fight. Relentless pace, endless pressure, crushing leg kicks that slowly take away your movement. And perhaps his greatest weapon, an unshakable mindset. Even when he's getting hit, he smiles, stays composed, and keeps marching forward. This is the ultimate clash of styles. An explosive finisher versus an endless engine. A fighter searching for one perfect moment against a fighter who turns every minute into suffering. It's like asking a world-class sprinter to run a marathon against an elite distance runner. The sprinter might explode off the starting line, but if he can't find the finish early, the next 42 kilometers become a nightmare. What I honestly think happens, there are only 3 realistic scenarios. 1. The best-case scenario for Conor. He finds his rhythm early, controls the distance, and lands that signature left hand in the first or second round. If anyone can change a fight with a single shot, it's Conor McGregor. The window is there, it's just a very small one. 2. The most likely outcome. Max starts building volume from the opening bell. Conor has success early, lands clean counters, and probably wins some of the biggest moments in the first 2 rounds. But Holloway doesn't fight moments, he fights minutes. Round after round, the pace rises. The pressure never stops. By the 3rd and 4th, Conor begins breathing heavier. His reactions slow down, and every exchange becomes more difficult than the last. Frustration starts to creep in. He may look for desperate counters or clinch exchanges, but Holloway's experience, movement, and cardio keep him in control. By the championship rounds, the momentum belongs entirely to Max. 3. The nightmare scenario for Conor. Ring rust is real. The timing isn't there. The explosiveness isn't the same. Holloway dismantles him piece by piece, and the headlines around the world write themselves. The end of an era. My prediction? Scenario number 2. Max Holloway by unanimous decision or a late TKO after overwhelming Conor with pace and volume. Not because today's Max is necessarily a better fighter than prime McGregor, but because no athlete, no matter how great, ever defeats time. I love Conor McGregor. He changed this sport forever. He made MMA mainstream. He brought millions of new fans to the UFC and proved that a fighter could become a global superstar. Whether you love him or hate him, the sport wouldn't be what it is today without him. And maybe that's exactly why this feels so emotional. Because this comeback could become more than just another fight. It could become a painful reminder that even the brightest stars eventually fade. I don't think Max Holloway wins because he's simply better than prime Conor. I think he wins because he never stopped. While Conor was building businesses, making movies, and living life outside the cage, Max kept showing up, fight after fight. Camp after camp. War after war. Champions are built through consistency. Legends are remembered for greatness. Very few manage to be both at the same time. This isn't hate toward Conor. It's respect for reality. That's why my prediction is Max Holloway by decision, or a late TKO after drowning Conor with pace, pressure, and volume. But that's just my opinion. Now I want to hear yours. Do you believe Conor still has one last legendary performance left in him? Or do you think time finally catches up with every fighter? Drop your honest prediction in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like and subscribe. I won't sell you fairy tales or tell you what you want to hear. On this channel, it's always honest opinions, real analysis, and no filters. More breakdowns, fight predictions, and the biggest stories in combat sports are coming very soon. Trust me, you won't want to miss the next one. See you in the next video.